getting in here in a few minutes. 9 o'clock, as we say. I just need a second to attempt to log in. And you know, if people are okay with me cutting the chit-chat tonight, I'd be fine with that. I'll be with you in a few, though. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's Badger Lord Patrick again. Alright, so this evening, we's gonna be playing the stunning conclusion of our Tropico series. On Isla de Extraño Amor. Yes, I know you've been paying attention to the name, so did want to get it in there. I talk too much, but I don't know what else to do, so let's dive in, shall we? Let me fix the height, because I broke it. So when I was attempting to move the window, I broke it accidentally, so give me just a second to attempt to fix it. Joop. Okay. That's good enough. I'm pretty sure that's good enough. Alright. So, I don't know how long it's going to be, but we only have 5 years left, and we got struck by a hurricane last time, if you recall. I certainly didn't recall, so I'm thankful for the prompt. Let's see what happens. Now is not the time, China. Alright. So what were we doing before we were so rudely interrupted? We were trying to increase our happiness, which, okay, job quality is not getting any better. That's great. Alright.
The hurricane is over, Presidente. Let us evaluate the damage.
Thankfully, the only thing that got destroyed was a bungalow somewhere off in our tourist area. It was around here, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. Sorry, tourists.
Presidente, our Minister of Education was asked to become a guest star on the popular science show Caribbean Legends Buster.
Cool. Alright. I like free buildings, don't you? I know I do. Especially grade schools. Grade schools are good. Good for boosting education, intelligence. Field trips and spelling bees. Seems like a good winning combo to me. Alright. How's the economy doing? We got plenty of open housing, slightly fewer jobs. But we need to pay people more for sure, or else they're going to continue to get cross. Ooh, yeah, we need to do something about that. I don't know. I really don't want to flatten wages. But I don't know what else to do. Well, if normal housing is going to be 4, I think the only oh, shush. Boy. I'm going to regret this. I know I'm going to regret this, but because debt is a thing. Debt is very much a thing. I don't know if that's even gonna improve the wage situation. Because it's gonna take quite a while for wages to actually have an impact. Oh boy. Perhaps I should have built some hotels first, but well, I felt like I had the money, so I figured, why not? Alright, you should be able to afford that. The only other thing we have to do here... Man, I really should fill some of this back in. that. Okay, and we're going back into the death spiral. That's a problem. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh boy. This could end badly. I don't know why trying to keep wages up with the Caribbean average is such a problem, but it really shouldn't be, given that I've got jobs aplenty. There's really no excuse. So part of what I was hoping to do with this game was not only build a pretty looking city, like this. I believe my capital area is still not quite finished. Nah, I've still got to get over here. My budget is so horrible. My hope was to work with the mechanics of the game. 64 is not terribly young. My hope was to make a nice looking city as well as a nice functioning city. But I guess that's just not in the cards. It certainly doesn't seem to be. It feels like I've got to choose one or the other, and that irritates me. That irritates me a lot. Because you really can make some lovely stuff with Tropico. Give me just a second. I just want to be sure that I'm getting my chat, if anyone wants to talk. Okay. We streaming? Hey? We streaming, guys? Says it's offline. What's the trouble? Well, is it offline, or is that just me? Please. Thank you. Oh no, it's going. It's going. I hope it's on YouTube, too. Yep. Don't know why it chose to log me out of Restreamio, but maybe I can get it back up there in a second. There we go. Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm gonna leave my chat room open and see to fixing that later, and I might upload the stream to YouTube later. I might not, though.
¿Qué tal?
Ah. So some of you may know about the music in this game, and you may wonder, why on earth isn't he playing it? Well, from what I understand, there's issues with copyright that could get me in trouble. And then I wouldn't be able to stream all the lovely stuff that I've been doing up here, like this wonderful Christ the Savior statue. Evening again, sir. Thank you for pointing out the examination of conscience earlier. Oh, excuse me a second here. Let me just switch that over to something else. We'll just shut it down. Yeah, there we go. Where should we direct the people to go take a look? Oh, over by this totally genuine ethnic enclave here? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, totally. Everyone will buy that.
No me interesa.
Where are you at, bro? Oh, yeah. A German native in an apartment. Oh boy. There's some kind of social commentary there, but I'm not brave enough to give it. Excuse me. Well, looks like we've got people happy because we've got the magical internet number up. My religion's still kinda in the toilet, though. I wish I'd picked the sailor perk, because that would have made shipments a great deal more frequent. I swear, though, before I end this run, I want to get some more hotels up. More hotels, and so that I can get more consistent income, because this is just painful to look at, man. This is just really painful. No. No money for the US. Alright. So hopefully, the goal today is gonna be... Our goal today is gonna be to stay in the black, but far more importantly, keep our happiness above 70. If we can do that, we have succeeded today. And we're not... Okay, come on. Come on, baby. Come on, Presidente-sama needs his money. Alright. We getting money? We getting money? We getting paid? We getting paid. Yeah. Alright. Now let's get you people working, shall we? Alright. Tourism. We have the money for some really good stuff. And I think it's time we splurge a little. It's well overdue that we do this. So, it's not entirely me. It's just mainly me. That is the reason that this city is not as good as it could be. Sure, I believe that. Yeah, okay. Cool. We'll have some luxury hotels. Maybe a luxury liner would be nice. Maybe we should end with a Ferris wheel, too. Or a spa. Hey, yeah, that'll go over well with them. Maybe. I mean, gosh, it'll go over well with the rest of everyone whom we have. And man, have we got a lot of hotels here anyway, so may as well. Alright. Bump those up to high priority rather than building them instant. Well, build one instantly. And... okay, we need to do something about this, because this is not pretty. Not remotely. Now, mind you, it doesn't have to be so free. On account of nobody actually seems to live out here, but I'd still rather it be free than not. Is it actually a concern? It kind of is, so that'd help. It'd help bump things up. So, yeah, let's build a newspaper then. I could have upgraded by now and got... wait, no, not that. That one. Because of the military base. We want to keep them pacified. You never know how unruly soldiers can get after all. Okay. Oh, another thing. Food review. And it turns out the corn is struggling to survive out here. So let's amaze our soldiers by giving them some maize. Does that sound like a good idea? No? It sounds like a corny pun that I'm just using to justify the fact that I'm wasting time? Well, I guess you got me. I guess you caught me with my pants down. Actually, no, you didn't do that. I very much have my pants on because it's winter, and... Okay, I don't know what I'm saying. Just passing time while I'm putting up these quick corn farms. Because these ones are inadequate to the task which they were charged for. Also, coffee is not really growing here anymore, so let's destroy that as well. That's unfortunate. I thought it was tobacco mainly that wasted the soil, but apparently not. Apparently it's not only tobacco. Okay. So we got a newspaper, we've got new sexy plantation going up. Got more corn coming in. What else could we possibly need? Oh, yeah, that's right. More churches. I would like another cathedral, but that doesn't seem to be forthcoming at this time. What is my religious status? It's 70, which is not going to be helped very much by churches. I need cathedrals to bump it up, because cathedrals have a higher service rate. You can only really get high-quality churches like this, which has a service quality of 86 over time. But most of them start at like 68, so it's... you know what, I'll build one. I will build one, in fact, right over here. Yeah, we're going to give the military base some love. They deserve a church, too. After all, they're good practicing Catholics who need to talk to God. Like most people do.
Okay.
Speaking of which, Candelario Garcia, Jamaican bishop. Hey man, good to see you. I don't believe he's Ethiopian Orthodox. Certainly the churches are not, so... But if he's from Jamaica, if he's not a Rasta, he could be Ethiopian Orthodox, at least originally. By the way, did you know Bob Marley became an Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo by the end of his life? If you don't know who Bob Marley is, he's kind of one of the big figures in Rastafarianism and in what is the music? Reggae music. His son, well, one of his sons, became a Catholic. Alright. Money's coming in, though. We're doing okay. People are mostly happy, I think. Alright.
Buenos días.
Development is coming along slowly but surely. We're on the topic of the economy, though. What is trading at the moment? Rum, weapons slightly less, furniture is finally coming in. That's good. Machine cigars are... Okay, let's bump that off. Hardly anything. They only just started coming in probably this year, which is why it's not on the graph. Lumber is going down because of furniture, which only just started in the past few years, and it's really making a shine. But let's compare furniture now to weapons and... Okay, weapons production is lowering, rum is really going up. I should get on rum, I think, before the end. canned pineapple is in comparison to furniture. I mean, furniture is really blowing up. I think furniture is really kind of the future. It should not be the whole future, of course, but... Why are we doing less canned coffee than raw coffee? Clearly we don't have enough factories for it, which is that's unfortunate. I really should try and get a dunder still in, or a mulching machinery, rather. Dunder still's in one of the later ones. Okay, but we're gonna get our money in soon, and... I think, okay, we're gonna keep our people at 70. That's the big goal for me. That's the important thing to me. At the same time, I want to finish this tiny area off the corner of my palace. You see, I mean, I have everything else surrounded, and it just feels kind of odd to have this area look all pretty and statued up, and to have nice-looking buildings next door with their own gardens, and this is great. Don't get me wrong, this is wonderful. Having a nice set of houses on the back, that's great, but when it terminates in dirt and jungle trees that aren't potted at all, it kind of, yeah. That is one thing after getting the happiness up that is important to me. Ooh, we have 988 folks on. Excellent. If you don't know what 988 is, oh, hey! Welcome, Luiso Tavio Costada. Hola! Oh, sorry. Brasiliano. I don't speak Portuguese. Yo hablo un poquito de español. Pero, bienvenidos. Bienvenidos to my stream. Welcome to my stream, Luiso. Thank you for showing up. I'm just trying to, yeah, make something nice. I don't know if this counts as nice, but it's something. So, my goals, though, are to make the city look nice. Oh, and apparently survive elections. Yippee. So survive elections, make the city look a little nicer than it does now before I leave office in the year 2000. And keep happiness where it is at least that high, and maybe make people happier. A very distant third goal would be to get this out of debt, but I don't see that happening the way things are going. Alright. Forgive me if I throw my camera around a lot. I'm half admiring the city and like 3/4 just out of my mind, wondering why I don't have enough money, well, knowing why I don't, and just wishing I could do better. But for the moment, while I wait for money to come in, and for it inevitably not to, let's just admire some of what we've done so far. Okay, seriously, guys, why are you not bringing things to the port? You're scaring me. You're really making me worried. But the happiness is going up. That's good. I really did a pretty decent job on this. I did a good job on the scenery on this one, and I haven't tried so hard on scenery before, and I'm really pleased with what I did as far as the scenery is. Just going into the little niggles and details of it is just... I'm pleased with what I've done. I'm not pleased with all of the empty space, but well, if I wanted to fill that, I would have played on God mode. I got the quality of life up, though, and I've got work going in it. Wow. We really need to improve that lumber mill, though, because it's not productive. Actually, you know the funny thing. It's night and day between how productive these two mills are. You see, this one has all of the upgrades and this one doesn't. It's kind of night and day. It's kind of like... if you've ever played a game that's allegedly free to play, but you miss out on like 3/4 of the experience because you have to buy DLC, you have to buy upgrade packs, booster packs, expansion packs, or else you miss out on like 3/4 of the game. That's what... Thank you, sir. That's the difference between these two lumber mills here. This one has all the expansion packs, and this one doesn't. And that's the difference between putting out lots of lumber and not. Oh,
The
great.
spread of the revolution is proceeding as planned, but the costs are running a bit high.
What are you talking about? There is no revolution, you tart. How dare you try and get gold off of me? You Russian Sheila. Go back to Putin or Yeltsin or whoever's in charge at this point and tell him you failed your mission, because you did. Okay, and I've got the round 1,000 people. Oh, nice. I just wish I were breaking even. I'm not. Why am I not? Is it just because I have to pay people, or... Well, you know what? It's a good way to go out. If I go out just reminiscing about how well my people are doing, I'm content with that. Not happy, but content. Well, alright, so wandering around between these two lumber camps. Let's go look around at some other places that I've done so far. Let's just take it in. Let's just go and enjoy some of what I've built. Now, this is kind of oddly shaped. I'm not totally pleased with what I did here, but I'm glad I got the square mostly right. And it kind of works. Very nice. Let's wander around here. I do wish I had some money. If I had the money, I'd just fill in that area with some parks. Let's see. Pays up, that's good. But, so's debt. I really need to do something to fix that. Let it go for a second. These houses between sort of a rock and a hard place are desperately in need of some trees. Huh. Looks very odd, I must say. On the other hand, though, this park also needs some trees, but it has a church. It's walled in by all these apartments. It's got a church, a fountain, a bar, and a restaurant, which to some people might sound like a contradiction, but hey man, I'm Catholic, and so are these people, or at least some variant thereof. I mean, their bishops can marry, so I don't. Anyway. But enjoying life and praying to God is not at all a contradiction to me. And it's not a contradiction in this game. And that's really cool. But when you get out of this walled city, you got a little park in front of, well, a little sculpture area in front of this lovely cathedral, which has a substation behind it for some reason. Debt is really mounting. It's really becoming a problem, and yeah, I might not make it till the end, and that worries me a lot. I'm not going to get to build that. Also, am I really paying people if I'm in this much debt? I don't think I'm paying people if I'm in this much debt. Income disparity is lower, but it's... oh, dear. I really don't want to have to lower wages. I don't. I really... I don't. I have to lower wages if I'm going to fix things. Jeez. Alright, you know what? No. Let's do it. Let's lower some wages. Let's lower everybody who is... Let's just create 2 subclasses, the educated and the uneducated. That's, yeah. I don't know what else to do. That'll have to do. Keeping track of wages and of rent in more densely packed societies like the one that I've got here with 1,000 people in it is difficult. And I often just end up simplifying things, like I have just now.
Buenos días.
Do not look for the grin that is on my face. You will not find it. Whee! High as airplane or balloony. Anyway. How's that coming along, by the way? Do we have a... We do have a construction office. I say we staff it. I say we staff it good. Because I did not receive an adequate education. Yes, I did. I was educated at a Catholic school, and Catholic schools are pretty decent as far as secular education is concerned, so... Tell you what I did not receive in my Catholic education, I am sorry to say, I am most grieved to say, was an education about my religion. I had to get that from the radio. We have a very good Catholic station here in town, here in Omaha. KVSS. Hello!
President!
Yes.
As you know.
Shut up. I know. We all know the rigmarole. You don't need to Alright. Job satisfaction. Serious problem. Everybody seems to be happy, so there's really no reason to praise anybody. But I will praise religious, because, well, I would rather praise God, but that'll have to do, I guess. Nothing. I would prefer profit, but...
Friends, comrades,
that's just the world we live in,
the
man.
importance of the upcoming elections has brought me
And that's the
before
important...
you. We are one
That's the
step
important
closer
limitation
to
of a
our
game
goals.
like Tropico.
Victory is almost
You can't
upon
make a
us,
utopia
but
without
we
bending yourself
must still
to
push forward.
the rules of the world.
Yes, there are
Which is why
problems.
I don't want
There
to
will
make a
always be
utopia,
problems,
except in my
especially
fantasies.
in the current economic situation. High unemployment, about which I hear so much these days, is one of them, and it will be resolved, as will all others, in time, as the global economy stabilizes. Through the years of my presidency, I have received your gratitude, my compañeros. Alas, I am nothing but a humble servant, and you are my masters, my employers. Now I bow to the superior morality of the religious Tropicans, who absolve
Alright,
our
that's it.
sins in the
Housing
face
is just
of
getting
God.
ridiculous. We're just gonna slash wages uniformly
The nation we have come a long
everywhere.
way, but we still have a long way
That's gonna
before us
kill
to
my
reach our
happiness
goals.
rating,
I won't
but
try to blind you with empty
it's gotta be done.
promises. I will only promise you honesty and hard work.
Gotta be done. Not good for an election year, but it's gotta be done.
Opponents have the cojones to face our united.
It's gotta be done because people are not gonna be happy without electricity. Okay, and my happiness is just... Maybe people can learn to be happy without wages. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. You will own nothing and be happy. Sorry, I just really, really, really dislike being in debt. Because in this game, you can't just keep building things the way that the United States government does. Debt doesn't have any negative effects aside from preventing you from building anything in this game, which is entirely unrealistic considering it's probably got to be a couple dozen trillion dollars in debt we are at this point.
Presidente, you have one final year of your mandate.
Well, let's not talk anymore about politics. Instead, you know what? Let's go out big. $20 wages for everybody! Actually, no. 20 and 35 and why not? I don't care anymore. What the hell? I don't care anymore. Just give people wages. I don't care.
Presidente. Mayo.
Okay, that actually didn't benefit me because I already am exporting wages. Why'd I do that?
¿Qué necesita?
Yeah, whatever, though. Yeah, let's spend this thing into the ground. Forget it. Who the hell needs power? Not me, that's for sure. Oh, well. Oh, well. So we're just gonna take this last year that we're here, and we're just gonna go around, enjoy the fact that this is, well, okay, enjoy the fact that I did actually beautify some things, not as much as I'd like, but it's coming to an end soon, and we may as well review what we've done and appreciate it. No, we don't have any money. We're like the US. Don't be silly. So what have we managed to do? Well, job quality is indeed going up, given the fact that we're giving people money that doesn't exist. That's fine. Respect is fine. Liberty is going up, though, because of that newspaper I put elsewhere. Environment's crime safety. Healthcare is going down, unfortunately. Oh, well. No. It's really just the fact that I'm just feeding money, and I don't care anymore. I've given up on trying to balance the budget. May as well. Let's see. But what else is here? Farms? Nice farms. How are these corn farms doing, by the way? Oh, they're doing okay. Yes. Poor healthcare is a concern. This army base is doing alright, though. These plantations up here are fine. Food quality is good. There's output that needs to be taken away. Quite a bit, actually. Quite a bit here, too. I see. Maybe some Teamsters would have fixed things. But this little pocket city over here is... okay. Nice little plot over here. Yeah, let's have a look at this. The Tropicana Club. Tropicana Punch? Juice? I don't know. Я не знаю. Little church huddled among here. Boy, I wish I could decorate that, but oh well. A lot of wood sitting around, not being taken away. Yeah, some Teamsters could have been helpful around here. Anything else? Let's look here. You know, one of the nice things... Okay, so I've been playing... The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion lately, and I've been in Skingrad. If you've ever been in Skingrad, it's not a it's more of a cobblestone rather than a concrete hellscape. It's just rows and rows of tightly knit houses all put together with very little greenery in between. And I think the addition of parks makes other cities, parks, green space, statuary, things that aren't giant hulking buildings. I think that does add something to the niceness of the other cities that I've seen so far. Coral and, there's no greenery in Bruma, but it looks a lot nicer than Skingrad does. And having little gardens throughout the city to kind of accentuate things is something that I kind of wish I could have done more this run through, but the economy being what it is, such as I've made it, kind of has been impossible. So, you know, I think I know the reason why my budget has been down. It's because, I got some really good export deals earlier, and that kind of masked the fact that my economy was maybe weaker than I thought it was. Ah, well. How's that spa look, by the way? Oh, it looks fine. Beach is fine. Oh, yeah. No, it's... Now this area. How's it looking? Nice and green. All these rows of things. Couple of apartments with a big tree between them. Sorry about that. It could be improved. But on the bright side, on the bright side, from that tree, looks out onto a lovely, beautiful scenery here. Very pleased at that. I'm not done yet, so I'm going to pause that while we look a little more at what we have accomplished. Scenery over here by the Modern Art Museum. Ooh, 2 churches. Excellent. Happiness is at an all-time high. 73%. Well, I at least accomplished that. Didn't get to finish up what I built over at my palace, but that's fine. We've got plenty of lovely looking scenery over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I mean, I never liked these soldier statues. They don't really do anything for me, but I like, I really do like kind of these little enclaves that are made by apartments just surrounding and walling things in. It kind of is kind of its own little city type thing. And this is nice. A restaurant here, a pub there, a couple of bits of greenery. Oh yeah, it looks lovely. I wish there was something else I could kind of build walls out of. That's alright. Oh yes, and I like what I did here. This is still silly to me. Just stacks of food sitting next to this. I mean, I understand it's a visual indicator, but it's just still silly. But walking between these apartments, you've got these market stalls and then this. Okay, this slope is a bit weird looking, but aside from that, and a Tropican flag at the end. And this is one of the first things that are touristy, so yeah, let's give a simulation-ish. Okay, so you get off the boat, you walk off, and the first thing you see, aside from the taxi driver, is a nice set of island paraphernalia. Trees, rocks, sand, and pretty apartments, and a lovely church. The church is one of the first things you see. So you see these are a traditional, a religious, Catholic people. It's all kind of hokey. But then you see the apartments and you see, they're living pretty nice. You come to the market and you see, ooh, ethnic. But it's real, because it's what people actually eat. I'm not saying that I have any idea what Tropican would actually eat, but because Tropicans aren't a real thing, but parking garage, that's just being useful right there. Oh! But maybe it isn't so far from the modern world because you've got traffic as well. Oh well. It was a nice thought anyway. Oh. The dirty little secret is, of course, it is serviced by
¿Qué
a garbage
necesitas?
dump. Ah, thank you, garbage man, number 2. The other secret is, it does indeed have a military base. But at least it's nice. Mostly. Okay, I thought it was just rusty before, but this armory, okay, it's wearing camo. That's why it looks like that. Ah. Why it has a grade school, I forget why I put the grade school there. Obviously for practical considerations or because I got it free or something. But, it just makes the place, it makes it a bit less intimidating. And I'm pleased with that. Especially considering all this out here is just fields and ranches and animals. The occasional parking garage, And then you come to the city center, and it looks gorgeous. Nice statues, nice housing. A bank.
Buenas tardes.
Which you can't use, but it's nice to know they exist here. This is what the tourist will see. And he will see these, and he might be curious why they're right by a high school. And you might wonder, well, why is there all this open space? And why is there a Teamster shop right across from the palace? But overall, I think the tourist will be very pleased at what he sees in the urban areas. Mostly. Even around the factories, it's really not so bad. Speaking of, let's go to the urban area around the nuclear power plant, which is currently out of commission due to not having uranium. Okay, this badly needs some more gardens. It's unfortunate, and there's traffic coming through all the dang time. There is a plantation which kind of looks ugly and surreal right next to a parking garage, but it kind of works. Very urban, this, but at least it's clean. And it does have some good features. It could have been corrected a little, but it is a hospital. It needs more greenery. This is my least satisfying part of town, because there's just not enough greenery around here, unfortunately. But, fortunately, strangely enough, when you get beyond the apartments, you actually find more greenery up by the factories, which is nice. That was there long before I was, but it's nice. Okay, so what have I learned from this playthrough? I think I've learned that when I'm making urban spaces, I like high walls surrounding garden areas. High walls surrounding garden areas, and big, expansive garden areas with low-lying buildings that are in good repair and that are neat and tidy. I like cities like Cyrodiil in Oblivion, or cities like Kolor, I believe it is. Not like Skingrad, though, with no... I don't like cities that have very little or no greenery in them. I like ones with lots of trees, lots of bushes, lots of fountains, water features, statues. Kind of made cozy by walls, I think I've learned. So, with that being said, I think we've learned a lot today. I think I've learned a lot through this playthrough of Tropico. And now all that remains is to just get to the end of the year and see what our score is. Insurrection is an art.
Some things are simply timeless, like the pyramids and our leader. Happy 50th year in office, Presidente.
Thank you. All right. So we are $200,000 in debt, and that's never going to recover unless I stop caring about people's happiness. But that didn't stop me from winning, whatever that means in this context. I guess it just means not getting voted out of office and being able to provide people with enough that they vote for me. Actually, that really is all this game means, is keeping the reins of power for yourself. But my personal goals, making sure my people were happy and their needs were met, was well filled. I actually made some pretty decent green spaces, which I never really cared much about, I've got to say. And I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I practiced making nice looking cities, because that gives me more ideas, and it makes me want to continue to make cities look nice rather than cramming. I used to just build cities like in the industrial area that I showed towards the end, with no decorations, maybe a few out front, but just something to pacify the need for symmetry in me or something like that. Anyway, been a good playthrough. I'm glad I did this with y'all. I'm not gonna cut it just yet, but we're not gonna continue this island, because I actually have done this island before. I think I showed you my previous Modern Times playthrough that I did privately, and this is actually the same island, so... Yeah. Yeah, no server found because nobody... Yeah. No fame, because I didn't opt for it, but okay. I'm going to take a quick break here, because nature calls. And I don't know what we're going to play next, but it may not be Tropico. I like Tropico, but I'm jonesing something else. We'll see, though. We might do another one. I might do God mode. But give me 5 minutes and I'll be back. I'll be back at 10:01. I'll keep the stream on, but just to let you know, I will be back. I'll make a note before I go, though. I will be back. Okay. Be right back. Okay, ladies and germs, I'm back. I'm gonna just take a quick look around here. Shush, 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 shush. I don't know that anyone is looking, or isn't. But, thank you again to Luis Taivo Costada, Curva. I appreciate you stopping on briefly. I appreciate you stopping on, Bree. Okay. Sure. Excuse me, just checking my... Alright. So what are we gonna do next? I don't know. We're not gonna return to that, though. I do not want to return to that because I completely canned that one. I will keep the save file, though. I'll keep the save file just in case. One thing I will do, though, with it... I'm gonna save it just under its proper name, just so that we can have it again under its proper name. Touristico. That's what I'm gonna call it. But it does give me pause. It does give me pause about my city building strategies. What should we play next? So, there are many games I could play, and I do want to make a video about Tropico 4 as such, because it's honestly the best in its genre, as far as I'm concerned. Tropico enables me to make some really great cities in the city building and needs-meeting genre of games. And its economy is complex enough to keep me engaged no matter what I'm doing. But that doesn't mean that I don't like playing other games. I've got dozens of city-building games in my library. I've got Banished, which is kind of an older one that hasn't been developed in some years, but it's a classic of 2010s style city-building games. I've got Foundation, which is still being developed. Kingdoms and Castles. I wonder if I could show at least the icons to you. I've got a bunch of other ones which the icons aren't working properly, sadly. Stonehearth is a good one, which is kind of a combination between the aesthetics of Minecraft and some features of the personalities of The Sims, like the Sims games, while also having some economics in it. And I've got all those old city builders from back in the 90s and the really early 2000s, like, you know, Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdom. I made a video about that, which will be coming out Monday at 9 o'clock. And I'll show that off to you. And then there is the Caesar series, well, the Caesar series of which Emperor is a part, beginning more or less with Caesar 3 in 1998, and continuing on with Pharaoh, which is a fine game. I really prefer, in that vein, though, Children of the Nile, which I think is, alongside Caesar 4, probably the best in the city-building series. Caesar 4 and Children of the Nile are both in 3D, and they look fantastic. I would love to play that at some point, because Caesar 4 is a really pretty game. Children of the Nile, somewhat less so, but you can make some really fine screenshots with it. It's amazing what you can kind of do with it in terms of customizing many things. Not everything, but many things. And of course, I've got the modern ones like the Tropico series. I've got everything from the very first Tropico all the way up to number 6 now. They've got 6 Tropicos. And honestly, 4 is my favorite. I've got the old SimCity 4. I did not get the 2013 SimCity. I've heard about it. I don't have any interest in it. I've got City Skylines, though. Not all of the expansion packs, but I've got some, and it's alright. It's not my thing, though. I like kind of more classical styles of building. Also, City Skylines really doesn't have churches. It kind of does, because it's got cemeteries, but that... I like Tropico because it acknowledges religion is a thing that people want and need. And that's meaningful to me, because religion informs how I live my life. It informed 2,000 years of people, 6,000 years, maybe farther back than that. A lot of stories that prehistory can't tell us, and giving my life over to something that's bigger than me is meaningful to me. It makes my life worth living, just like some people find meaning and purpose in inventing things or in trying out new modes of life. Well, I find meaning and purpose in giving my life over to something that seems to be bigger than myself. I don't exactly know how I'm doing it in these games. I like to think I am. I like to think he's working even in spite of the fact that sometimes computer games seem very estranged from religion, but that's only if you forget that people themselves are pretty messy. Having to cooperate with other people and to be patient with people who don't like you much or who do things just to annoy you or things far worse than that. Having to put up with people is a highly underrated skill. But you don't have to do that all the time. And I just want to create an area where you're not having to all the time fight with mechanics of things in order to get the goodness you want. The goodness I want, specifically. You know, I might just go ahead and see if we can generate an island here. Nice big island with low amount of elevation, low amount of mineral deposits, plenty of vegetation though. Do I want a low amount of mineral deposits, or... Yeah, okay, yeah, no. We're gonna try something different this time. We're gonna try a rural island this time. Politics being dangerous didn't actually seem to mean all that much, so I don't think that matters. The economy really was bad, though, and I want a better economy. I think I can do with, normal. Tourism? Let's go ahead and bump the gudge up. Let's bump it up to... Let's bump it up to slightly better than average. Keep the game long. Lots of people. Few random events. Tempting, but no. Rebels. Rebels might add an interesting dimension, but I think I'm good. A faraway place? Nah, let's not do that. I think I will do the free elections thing just because I'm not a tyrannical person, and frankly, a little bit of free difficulty will do fine. Big flat island. Wait, let's generate it before I... Oh yeah, nice and blob-shaped. Come on. Can we get something a bit less blob-shaped? Maybe we can't. Whatever. That'll do fine. That will make typhoons a problem, though. Modern times... No, I don't think I want to do that, because I'm going for something here. I'm going for something that... Okay, well, let's not make it totally flat. Let's make it just mostly flat. So it has a zit on it. That is what I am calling that. That volcano there is a zit, as far as I'm concerned. Minerals might also affect oil, so maybe I'll just bump that up, actually. Let's go with that. That one actually looked pretty good. I'll go with that one. Yeah. Permanent faction. Yeah. That's good. That'll do. That'll do fine. Alright, and we'll go with my paisano over here. Except I think we've earned the crown. If we get it in this... We do, yeah. We'll give my Badger Lordly visage... Do we want a different costume? I think I might. That'll do fine. You don't get robes in this version. You do get robes in Tropico 6, but you get so much less customization. I think this is better anyway. Okay. What traits do we want to have? Bible scholar? Yeah, I'm not really one, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not really any of these things, so it doesn't really matter, so I don't care. Born in the purple? I don't really care about loyalists much, so no. Secret Agent Barbie? I don't know why. Self-made... Oh, wait, no. Okay. Yeah, farmer. Let's select farmer because it's kind of doing something that I want to do for this round. Which is not becoming a communist. It's creating... I think I want to do an Arcadia this time. If you don't like Middle Earth, Hobbit, like what the Hobbits do. The Shire. Something maybe Shire-like this time. There's obviously going to be limits to that, because you still need police stations and fire stations. Yeah, we'll work something out. But we want to make, kind of just a nice... quiet agricultural place. I think is what I want to do. Yeah, I like that idea. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to, as a farmer, make a nice rural utopia on this island we've got here? How are we going to do it? Religious appointment? Oh, that would be nice. You know what? It's pretty much something that well, Velvet Revolution. In my dreams. Nah. We'll select the religious appointment, because I want the cheaper religious buildings, because that's what I do. Now, what skills should we pick? Probably Plantador, I think. Scholarly is tempting, but... Are we going to need that, since we're probably not going to need many factories? Probably not. I mean, I want a high school or two, for the sake of, service buildings, but it's not necessary. What else? Incorruptible administrator? Administrator might be helpful, but it might not. I also want to level up skills, too. Cheapskate? Huh. No, because I want to see if I can be more profitable. Tempting, though. Very tempting. Compulsive gambler, compulsive liar. No. Definitely not compulsive liar. I've never really cared much for the constructor. Corrupt. No. I'm nah. Coward. I'm probably gonna get plenty of religious points anyway, so no, I don't think so. Probably diplomatic, I think. That makes a lot more sense to me. Sociable. For tourism rating. I like that idea. I like even better the idea of eating less often and I'll appeal to the environmentalists plenty anyway. Ugly. No. There's no point in pursuing a Middle East relationship. They want smoked beef, but they also want weapons and... Vigilante? Vigilante might be helpful. Yes, actually. I think that would be very helpful. Wait, self-made man? That's not what I wanted to select. That's the one. Thank you. Alright. So, we're gonna build sort of a Ruritopia type thing here. I am an environmentalist for clean air. Sure you are. Okay, so let's get a lay of the land here. So here's our little... I don't know why they do it like this all the time, but they've got everything just kind of stuck together here. It's like a collage made out of macaroni on a cardboard tube. Very disappointing. First things first, then. So let's go ahead and build a road. Now, the reason I'm doing this rather than just making a city from scratch with the $500,000 in God mode is... The reason I'm doing it this way is because again, as I said at the top, I not only want to make a good-looking city, I want it to function well, given the parameters of the game. This is important for me. I want to make something that not only looks nice, but also that functions well, because, well, things that look nice in this world... I think a lot of people are worried that they don't mean anything. Looking nice is kind of useless, and I don't think it should be that way. I think nice things should also be... Productive is not the word I would use, but, they should do good. Beautiful things should do good. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and destroy those. Oh, and we're going to make a new save here to give an indication as to what we're trying to do. Alright. We're going to blow up those shanties, and honestly, probably going to blow up those as well. Wait, no. Alright, yeah, there we go. That's what I want to do. So we're going to do that, and we're going to start with a couple of farms. No, I lied. We're going to start with a farm and a plantation. Sugar plantation out here, I guess. And a farm for corn. Again, so that we can get food in people's bellies early on. Over here. We're gonna leave that up, and we're gonna put the rent to 0 just so that people have the wherewithal to live. One other thing, well, a couple of other things. Gonna build a garage out here. And gonna build garage closer to town. One other thing. A second construction office. Where at? Right next to the garage. Alright. So that's $8,000 going towards good causes. Right out of the gate. Actually, there is one other thing I'm gonna do first. I don't know if this is exactly what I'm shooting for here, but I don't think bunkhouses are my ideal infrastructure to build first, but I'm just kind of trying to imagine what I'm attempting to build here. I'm not totally sure what it is I'm trying to do just yet. That's a good start. This road is driving me a bit naff at the moment, though. I think that, and we'll put the corn farm here. Just to kind of throw it off center and make it a little more interesting. I'll do the road like that. Gonna quick build that and get people to work. Hopefully mighty quickly. We're gonna start off with that plantation there.
Are you a rebel? If you want something done, do it yourself. Make it so.
Get people working on building things immediately. Alright. What a heavily vegetated island. Since I have all of this, I might as well build a logging camp here, mightn't I? Seems like an idea to me. Oh, there is one other thing I'm gonna need. An immigration office. This will not be as densely populated as my typical island will be, but we're still probably gonna need people.
Tropico is currently short on cash. What is your take, Penultimo?
I blame all Tropicans. They're hoarding their money instead of spending it.
A typical... I believe that is a typical Keynesian accusation. That people need to spend money in order to stimulate the economy. I don't know what to make of it myself, but I know this. Takes wealth to build wealth.
What matter requires Presidente's
I
attention?
realize, of course, that the Christian vision is built on the idea that God made the world good, and that man perverted it by sin. But nevertheless, there must be goodness in the first place in order for goodness to arise. Alright. And the basic goodness we're going for here... Okay, I'm just gonna fast build that, because otherwise it won't get built, it seems. Okay, ranching is not a thing here. Not right here in the middle of the island. It's actually not a thing anywhere along... It's actually not a thing anywhere around here. So instead, gonna do that. Gonna build another farm here. Just to keep people from dying of starvation. Alright. And that's how we're gonna begin this. 2 farms with plenty of space for people to plant crops. Is it really necessary to put trees in? We're gonna hold off on that for a minute.
Never fear, Presidente is here. It's always all work and no play for Presidente.
Just gonna wait for resources to come in. Oh, we'd probably better pay our teamsters well, too. Also, since everyone is working their humps off, we're not gonna be easygoing either. At least not initially. Maybe if profit exceeds expectations. Because unfortunately, in the world where men vie for power and control of filthy mammon, you must satisfy needs now and again. You must gratify their perverse desires now and again. This is one of the sacrifices you make as a world leader, which is why I'm one in the game rather than one in real life. I do not envy politicians, and I wouldn't want to get my hands dirty.
The Nationalist Front is holding a competition in Tropico's newest sport, beating up foreign aid workers. All interested parties are to contact El Diablo by Sunday.
Part of me wants to kind of do what these kinds of guys do, go help the less fortunate and all that. But that's a very vague idea in the American mind. Help the less fortunate. What the hell does that mean? We don't even know how to do that. Well, we figure they're hungry, maybe they need some food. Well, you're gonna get it to them. And how much are you gonna give them? And what nutrition do they need? There's a lot more to keeping people happy than just giving them food. Some people who haven't eaten for a very long time can't eat very much food at all. Giving them lots of food can end up killing them, believe it or not. It sounds like a niche concern, but when you get into the weeds of trying to do good, you realize it's not as easy as it sounds. Being a good person is always messy. And that, I think, is part of the reason I like playing computer games. You can pretend, just for a bit, that all that you need to do to solve the world's problems is just click a mouse. That's very That's very alluring, attractive. Probably not good, but desirable for me, perhaps. But we must begin by lifting small stones. And so far so good, I guess. We've built just about all the infrastructure that I can afford to have. Three new immigrants, great. As far as it goes, great. Alright, and our little Ruritania is well on its way. Open doors immigration? Probably not a wise idea at this point. Probably gonna... Let's do skilled workers. I think that might be useful, especially since we may want a church before a high school, which is a scary thought to me. But my goal, well, is to keep this island, well, not largely unspoiled, but largely non-urbanized. Largely unurbanized, largely rural. Because domestic subsistence farming is how we lived as humans for most of human history, and maybe that wasn't such a bad thing. I don't know. It's nice to imagine now and again, though. It's nice to imagine that angst is a worse psychological issue than... That angst is worse than the drudgery of working day to day and toiling in order to live. It's nice to believe. One thing I know for sure, that for the vast majority of urbanites, life's pretty lonely. It's pretty difficult to find community when everybody pretty much only knows each other because they go to work together, or because they share some of the kind of the same interests. And maybe go out to the bar and have a drink once or twice or a few times in the week. And the rest of their time is spent working and sleeping, and I don't know. When the world was smaller and you had to deal with fewer people who had odder conceptions of the world than most of the people whom urbanites hang out with, who all more or less think the same way. And I'm a prime example of that because I mostly surround myself with fellow Catholics. Now, we're not all armchair theologians who are all saying, "Ooh, what's your favorite book of the Bible?" every day. But, you know, we all, I mean, there's a few things that we do that are religious. We say prayers, we observe certain days, but mostly what we do, I mean, we're largely one-minded about enjoying time together, enjoying good food, enjoying good drink, good alcohol, I mean. enjoying memes, and I have a friend who we were talking the other night about music videos from Poland and Russia. His were Polish, mine were Russian. We were just nattering on about our shared interest in Eastern European culture. We were willing to hang out together in our kind of our little clique together. On the other hand, there's groups of folks who know each other from a different church, and they talk about things that I'm not privy to, and because I don't really go to that church or talk with them or carry their interests.
Muy buena.
But maybe I should. I don't know. But we do have that provincial interest that binds us together in a way that may not always be the case in a rural setting. We have, for us, religion, which, for some of my friends, is not just a duty to God, but also kind of a hobby and kind of a geeky interest. I mean, there are minutiae involved with religion that they find very interesting that I don't, like liturgical stuff. If you don't know what that means, don't worry too much. It won't factor into this, except as just kind of loose banter. I mean, clothes you wear, how you do things, how you say things when you're up on the altar. Yeah.
God does not need temples, my son. However, our faithful believers do. I tried to convince them that their prayers can be heard just as well from a new pub, but they are adamant that we need a church.
I completely concur that we do need a church, but these things cost money, and we are poor yet, and maybe for a while. I don't think a horticulture shack will be necessary for a very long time.
¿Qué necesitas?
For the moment, these simple huts seem to be doing well enough. But I am convinced that the thing we really need is a thing that I can't afford, which is a Teamster's office. I could do some nuclear testing in order to get money, but that might not be wise in the long run. Somebody, I think it might be Chesterton, wrote about how towns and villages and hamlets, little places where people kind of live side by side, are really very broad places because they bring together people who largely think very differently from each other. If you don't know who Chesterton is, well, that's a shame. He's a brilliant writer of the last century.
Are you a rebel? This better be important.
And that when people go to cities, it's because they really are very narrow-minded and are looking for people who think and act and do things the way that they do. I don't know how entirely true this is, because of course a village can begin to be concerned about its own provincial cares. On the other hand, when a village comes together to do something, it's bringing together all of the different people who do different things for the sake of the village. Or in this case, an island kind of comes together to... A group of less than 100 or so people, each doing different things, kind of comes together to for the betterment of their island. And while most of them are farmers, not all of them are. Some of these guys are soldiers, after all. And I'm gonna fire a couple of them simply because A, I don't have the money for them, and B, I have better things I can do with my time and money. Now, I am going to build a salt facility here. Simply because I wouldn't build it quite like that if I had the option. And the next thing I'm going to build is going to be around here. Gonna be a ranch. Gonna be a couple of ranches, I should say. Now, the difference between a village and a city is the difference between a cottage industry and a factory. In a factory, so in a cottage industry, one man puts together one item through all of its steps. Like, if you've ever tried to build something with a kit, like a model airplane or something, you have to sort through the pieces, you have to glue them together, you have to wait for them to dry, then you have to paint it, or whatever. And then you have to apply the stickers and the little details, strings, motors if there are any. You're trying to become a more, if you will, a more broad-minded person who can do all of those things in order to get a product which you made with your own hands. I don't know how entirely true this is. This might just kind of be bullshitting on my part. It probably is, but it seems to me that the contrast... It seems kind of true to me, at least. Sort of kind of true. Because if you look at what most people get things for, they get them because they want something nice. And we have found that the best way to get nice products to as many people as possible is to make one person do one part of the job of making a thing. Let's say, again, model airplanes. Instead of having one person do 6 steps for making a model airplane, we have 6 people do each of the 6 steps. One person cuts out the parts of the model airplane. One person glues their particular part together. In fact, you might have 12 people doing 6 steps, because you might have one person gluing a wing on, and then another person gluing another wing on, and a third person gluing on the landing gear. And only then do you have someone go and apply stickers, and so on and so forth. I think urbanized society is kind of specialized like that. And I mean, village society has all human society depends on specialization to some degree, so it's not a universal. I'm not saying that all humans... what am I trying to say? I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking aloud and kind of BSing, kind of bullshitting on the stream. Which is a dangerous thing to do. It's dangerous to just throw ideas around. But, I mean, to some degree, everybody kind of focuses on one thing that they know really well, and they try and do that as well as they possibly can. I think that's pretty true of most societies. At the same time, I've watched James Townsend and Sons. John Townsend. Townsend's. If you've never seen Townsend's, Townsends, It's a great channel about how things, especially food, but certainly not only food, everything from food to different varieties of containers, like little leather pouches, or they actually managed to make a canvas bucket. Like, no, really, a bucket made out of a
Last night,
canvas.
as I was talking to God, he told me he is disappointed in Tropico for not worshipping him properly. Shame on you people. If this does not change soon, he will turn all the rum on Tropico into water.
Sorry, Padre, I'm working on it. We gotta make money for the service of Mammon and all of that. You know that. There's nothing I can do about that. It has to be done. Perhaps some more Teamsters offices are in order, though. I'd say definitely. Definitely. But anyway, our forefathers had a real capacity to do more than the one thing they were taught to do. They knew how to make rope, or at least cordage, out of the material that they had at hand. They knew how to fasten pieces of wood together without screws or nails. They knew how to carve things out of stones and bones and things that we...
A petition has
Go away.
arrived.
I don't care about the loyalists. What I mean to say is we've kind of grown up into a society where we're kind of used to doing our one thing really well, whatever that thing may be. Maybe you're an accountant and you're really good at being an accountant, or you work in a factory and you're really good at doing your one part in the factory, or you're a comedian and you're really good at telling jokes, but you don't really have the capacity to do lots of other things other than the one thing that you do for a living. Maybe you can do some things, like maybe you can cook a bit, maybe you can kind of repair things a little, but I feel like in the society of which I'm a part, a lot of caring for yourself is lost, except maybe unless necessity possibly partially drags you out of yourself sometimes. But I don't think that happens very much. Maybe that's just my own experience. It could very well be, but I kind of wish that weren't so, and I wish I were a lot more skilled than I am. And I don't know how to get that. Except by, well, as the stereotype goes, pulling myself up by my own bootstraps. But I play games like this, so why would I do that? Alright.
¿Qué necesitas?
So I got people in housing. I want to get them a church, but I can't afford to do that yet. Perhaps the nest becks? Okay. What are the things that really need addressing at this point? Religion is bad. Liberty could possibly be addressed. No, it couldn't. I would need college... Okay. So the real question is, what is going to be the cheapest thing to deal with here? Because I don't really have any money to do anything. I have money to make more money, but I need more than that. I need money to give my people amenities, because I want to do that, but I kind of don't have it. Well, let's use this little commune over here as an example, perhaps, of what I might try to do. So let's have a little bar over here at the edge of this farm, say. Let's say. And let's plant a couple of decorative trees here. Make it look kind of nice. Company farm. Sure, why not? I hope that's a little better. It looks kind of nice, but there's still lots of trees that kind of give it... I hate to say too organic of a look to really look beautiful. I hate to put it that way, but it kind of is true to say it that way. Which is sad and very disturbing. And again, these bunkhouses are not the last thing that I want to put down. They're just kind of an intermediary at the moment between what I'd like and what I can actually afford. Speaking of what I can afford, how's that Teamster's office coming along? It isn't? Great. But profit's going to be quite good, which is most excellent. How are our factions doing, by the way? Profit's good, Social Security. I'm glad Social Security pleases you. Low average wage, that's not surprising, though. The environmentalists don't like logging. Well, that's your problem. The religious folks want a church. I don't blame them. I would like one too. Everybody wants a building. Actually, I'm kind of curious how this road looks. So we're going to start from up here. Out in the boonies here. Between our big shipping port here. We're just going to take a trip down the road. Follow past all these trees here. Let's enjoy our young city and see how it looks. Man, it looks so wild going through here. And of course, there's a fortress off to the side. The camera does not tilt as I'd like it, though. Looks very green, I must say. Probably because nobody walks around here. I'd really like to play through Oblivion at some point. That would be nice, because I've really kind of seen what the world looks like off of the path in Oblivion, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of crazy, too.
Buenos dias.
And I'm taken away from my fun because people are unhappy.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
Or rather, I should say Diomedes Lombardi is unhappy.
Muy buenas.
Oh, and an Italian. Well, there's a surprise, an unhappy Italian. Very, very unbelievable, that. Yeah, sure. Not enough drama in the world, huh? I'm just... Oh, yeah, no. Wherever you find Catholics, you will find unhappiness, because we're at home with the fact that we're not perfect. We realize we're not perfect, and we're therefore perfectly content to be miserable. Because we know we are. I don't know if it's different for other people. Maybe some people really want to believe that they're amazing, but if you take a minute to just examine yourself, and let me tell you, it doesn't have to be a matter of guilt to realize that you're not perfect. I'm not saying it should be a matter of indifference that you're not perfect. Of course everyone wants to improve. I want to improve, even though I know I'm not perfect. And even though I'm at peace with that fact, I want to improve. But that doesn't mean that I go about beating myself up. Or it doesn't take the effect of beating myself up. It's more like a slap on the wrist. The fact that I do stupid things. I've come to expect it, and it's not a matter of shame. Because that's just how people are. We're stupid, and you know what? God loves us in spite of that. Maybe because of it. I don't know. I kind of like to think because of it. I like to think God loves us because we're kind of stupid and helpless and hapless creatures who do need Him. And that's fine. It doesn't make our talents any less. It doesn't make our talents any less amazing. And I'm not saying that just because our talents come from God that therefore that makes us worthless. No. Our talents do come from God, but we have to choose to exercise our talents for them to count for anything. So there's always going to be an interplay between us and God. I would never say that God alone is working in our talents. I despise that. I'm not a Calvinist. I've never been. Never wanted to be. I believe fully in free will and the capacity of the man to at least help to put his life in right order. And to the degree that a person can try to help put his life in right order, he should. And talent is one of those things. I know for myself, I have some minor talents in critical thinking. I'm very grateful. I got them as a courtesy of listening to the local radio station, listen to people talk about logic and citing your sources and where did you get that idea from? Is that what they actually said? Etc., etc. So I'm capable of more critical thought than most of my fellows. Not all, and I'm not saying it's impossible for anybody else to think at the same level I do.
The new house of the Lord has opened its doors to all faithful followers.
Father Esteban, it's a pub, not a church.
I know, silly girl. We must be progressive and take every opportunity to praise His name.
I guess that's the sort of progress. That's the sort of progress I approve of. Okay, where should I put this first church since I can now afford one? Hallelujah. I am really pleased that I can now afford a freaking church. I say we put it somewhere where everyone can approach it. Oh, and I do realize I'm a little over time. This will be the last thing I do before I end this stream. How about that? I say, well, I want to put it amidst one of the communities, or so that every community can get to it. Something like that. I don't know. I never do know what I want. But I definitely know this. I want to make a complete perimeter of some kind around my palace. A perimeter of garden and stuff around it. Maybe I should build the church over here too. As a matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna build a church right around here. Right about there. Yes. Very nice. Build it there and build a few more gardens. Maybe not with all of the statues and all that. Okay, yeah, no. No statues. We're gonna do fountains and... Okay, I've already done fountains. We're gonna do trees is what I think I need next. Trees and don't forget the DLC ones after all. You can put some of those down. And those look kind of nice, but at what cost? A flag? Oh, no, let's not do flags. A friendship statue? I think that might be a communist statue, but it's ambiguous enough. I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. Alright, so we'll have a church up soon, hopefully. While we're at it, might as well get a high school so we can have a seminary. Should this be part of a commune too? Maybe it should. I think I will make it part of one. Yes, I like that. And to top things off, we'll give a nice place for the pastor to live. A nice few places. Okay. And we'll bump the cost of that up just a bit. Shut up. Thank you. Now again, one thing that I want to do is to keep it largely rural, so that means I'm going to have to do something about service buildings, which is going to be quite a good question. On the bright side though, profits are up. They're really, really high up. So I can definitely afford to give people more than I have been giving them. But I think I'm going to wrap it up there once this church terminates. I mean, once it's built, rather. I'm going to call it a night, but it's been a great pleasure to talk. I talk way too much, I know, but... I wish I was more connected with my world, but... this'll do for now. Come on, guys. You know you want it. I know I want it. Make it happen already, will you? Once this church builds, though, I'll let you go for the night, okay? Okay, finally.
Violence broke out in Tropico as the army tried to remove Reverend Esteban from the pub and get him to start the first service in the new church. Several soldiers are missing, presumed drunk. The Reverend had this to say.
Give me another one. and make it a big one.
Excellent. Good one to end on. Yeah, good one to end on. Been a pleasure, guys. See you next time. Next Friday. And maybe before, if I'm feeling like it. Peace.